Yo, what is up guys, Destroyer here, and today I want to bring you guys a new video, and this video is back in Destiny, and today I want to talk about like god roll weapons and just insane stat weapons that are just amazing for Crucible and just PvP, like not anything really PvE related, but like the god roll longbow or matador or all of those weapons, and like an easier way to get them almost. And I thought I'd bring this up because it is Iron Banner this week, and it is Mayhem Clash for Iron Banner, so it is just insane. Everything is everywhere, so it's a kind of fun time. Like if you like that type of Crucible, just everything going crazy fast paced, this is the best time ever for you to play Iron Banner. If you like the more like skirmish and rumble slow pace stuff, I would not even bother playing this week. But before we hop into that, the Iron Banner vendor almost always will sell God Roll weapons because she sells tier 12 armor and just every time God Roll weapons. Now this week there is the Clever Dragon, which used to be just the epitome of PvP, but now has just been pretty much entirely cut off because pulse rifles got a massive nerf. But one you do want to pick up is the Silvered Dread. This is an amazing heavy, mainly because you do get a good amount of ammo when you're using something like Field Scout, and you can just pick it up and you can use this forever instead of having just like 2 rockets with maybe 3-4 kills at the max if you get clats. With this thing, I end up getting like 4 or 5 kill streaks just using this, and it's a high impact, like slower rate of fire machine gun, and it just is absolutely amazing in PvP. Now this one comes with some amazing stat rolls. You can use Perfect Balance or Brace Frame. Brace Frame is definitely the one you're going to want to use. Field Scout or Quick Draw. I would say Field Scout. This thing is already really slow, so you don't really need Quick Draw. And then Army of One is decent. Rangefinder all the way. Go Rangefinder, have that mad range, and use aggressive ballistics, and this thing will just be shredding through people so quick. It's an absolutely amazing weapon, and just when heavy comes, especially in this Mayhem week, that's the weapon you're going to want to be using. Now, Clever Dragon, you do have a god roll here because you're going to want to be using small bore, high caliber rounds, and either counterbalance or feeding frenzy. I would use counterbalance. This is a pretty good god roll because of small bore and high caliber rounds, but you know, this pulse rifle has just been nerfed horribly and is no longer just that insane stat roll you're wanting. Now let's go to the actual tower so I can show an easier way to get god roll other weapons like matadors and longbows and more rare drop chance weapons. Okay, so now we're in the tower, and I just wanted to show off some of my personal weapons that I believe I have a god roll on, and just my higher class, like rare weapons. And yesterday, I got this Matador, and it's a god roll, like 100%. If you don't know, Matador is definitely the best shotgun in the game. If you get the best perk rolls as well, it's amazing. Just like absolutely tears through everything. So my first perk is Cascade. Now this, when I get a melee kill, it will reload a portion of my magazine. Amazing for shotguns. It's always close range. You might get a body shot and it won't kill him, and then you melee. This is absolutely useful in like almost every situation. I just love this perk because instead of having to spend time reloading, which is kind of slow on shotguns, it'll get you through it really quick. And then I can have lightweight, not too good. Injection mold, not too good. I got a reinforced barrel roll, which if you don't know, you want to increase the range and impact on shotguns as much as possible. Now this increases my range a ton, which is amazing. This thing is getting to top tier shotguns in the entire game. And then I got rangefinder, and when I saw that, I was kind of just done. This thing is practically a sniper, and it is absolutely amazing and a ton of fun in Crucible. I am just able to, like, when I use a shotgun, I only really use matadors because I normally snipe, but when I use this thing, I feel like absolutely dirty. It just destroys people from a decent range, like even hand cannon range sometimes, and I just feel horrible because you're able to pop people off so quick with this weapon. And then I have a bunch of snipers. Now this is my best longbow, and I know it's not a god roll because I would prefer like I don't know, hidden hand, and I still like unflinching. I do like it a lot in an ambush scope, but I do have reinforced barrel, which reinforced barrel gives me a really nice boost to range, and I just feel like I hit a lot harder using it. And Eye of the Storm is actually a really good perk because when you're getting hit and you're getting low and it's like in that gunfight and you whip out your sniper trying to quick scope, this thing makes you more accurate, which is absolutely amazing. Then unflinching, the worst thing ever is when you're going up against a pulse rifle or like a Fate Bringer with explosive rounds and you're just aim down your sights real quick and then you get tossed off really really far. This doesn't combat that a ton, it used to, but it's still a really nice thing to have. But this is the longbow I carry over like literally all of my other ones. I do have a ton of longbows now, which I didn't get my first longbow until later into this year. So now I do have like 4 or 5. Here's another one which I don't really use at all because it has a PvE role. It has no good scopes at all. I hate all the scopes on here. Life support, which can be decent. It has reinforced or casket mag actually, which is okay. And then Firefly, so this thing is totally for PvE, and it's just like it's not even close to as good as the one I'm using now. Then here's my other Matador, which I just put away recently because my new one is amazing. It has aggressive ballistics, which I don't have on the other one, which I do need, but it only has spray and play. Isn't that amazing? It has reinforced barrel, so boost range and rangefinder, but I just don't like this one as much. Like spray and pray does not help as much as the melee perk. It's just not as many things like I don't need spray and pray on a shotgun. It's not really helpful at all. Then here are two of my other longbows. Now this one has a really good perk for ammo, and I actually do really like this one, but it has no good scopes, which is one thing you need with a sniper rifle. It has triple tap, which you barely ever get in Crucible, but it is good in PvE. Explosive rounds, which is just kind of fun. It's not really for anything. Small bore is decent. And then Mulligan, which is kind of nice, but it just does not beat the roll I'm using right now. And then I also have this one, which is kind of a trashy roll. I got Underdog. I do have Small bore and Hot Swap. And I have my favorite scope, which is Ambush. But these perks are just not good enough to compete with some of the other snipers. So as you can see, God rolls, or not even God rolls, but better rolls, are really, really important in Crucible right now because they can just help your game out so incredibly hard. Now, the thing with God rolls is before this recent PvE change or PvP change, there was no really good way to find God rolls. Like you would have some really good raid weapons with guaranteed perks that you could get every once in a while, but they're a really really rare drop, and it's just like hard. Like you would get them, and they're still not as good as these God rolls because the God rolls are really hard to find. You first have to get the weapon to drop, which is normally pretty rare, and then get the right perks on it, which is incredibly difficult. Now, there have been some God rolls sold by vendors. Like every week I check with people like Hush and he'll show the God rolls for that week. I don't think it's anymore. We just had the reset. Yeah, but last week they were selling a God roll palindrome and I actually ended up picking that up because I had never had a really good palindrome. Now it has Icarus, reinforced or rifled barrel, and rangefinder. This thing has insane range. It's gonna nail people from super far away, which your one hand cannons, it's just like them. Hand cannons now, this is one of the only archetypes or only ones you can find that is as good as those original, just like Thorn, Last Word hand cannons in year one before all the nerfs. This is something that's getting kind of close to that tier, but it's beating out every other hand cannon. I'm really happy I picked this one up last week. So that's one way you can find them vendor sold. But I've recently noticed I've been doing the Shaxx bounties, which if you guys don't know, he gives 2 a week, and they're kind of specific. Like you have to do supremacy matches here and clash matches. That's not too hard, and you just got to get them done. And they'll have an unknown reward, almost always a weapon. And these weapons seem to have really good rolls. Like I got this Matador with an almost perfect roll on it, which is amazing to see drop. Like that's really rare and really hard to find. So I personally, and I've had multiple weapons from those Shaxx bounties just have really good rolls. Now he also drops like year one or older weapons. Like you can get Iron Banner weapons from year one from him in those bounties, which are really rare and really good. And you can also get good weapons that come from Crucible right now, like longbows and stuff, with amazing rolls from those bounties. So definitely be doing those if you're looking for your perfect roll for some of your Crucible weapons, because those have been dropping me, and I've seen a bunch of other people getting amazing rolls off of those. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. Don't forget to drop a like if it was helpful. Subscribe for more Black Ops 3, Destiny, and World of Warcraft. And I will see you guys later. See you guys.